Hello everyone, this is BB Sangmay and today I am going to discuss about use of standardization in machine design. Okay, so do subscribe for the latest videos of machine design. So let us see the standardization. First of all, let us see the definition of standardization. Standardization is defined as obligatory norms to which various characteristics of product should conform. The characteristics include materials, dimensions, shape of component, method of testing, method of marking, method of packing, storing of the product. There are some standards which we are going to see. First standard is standards for materials, their chemical composition, mechanical properties and heat treatment. Okay, so according to application, we have to go for the catalog. We have to select some standard components. We have to select for some standard procedure like heat treatment. Okay, so for example, in Indian standard IS 210, which specifies 7 grades of grey cast iron. So these 7 grades are actually designated as FG 150, FG 200, FG 220, FG 260, FG 300, FG 350 and FG 400. So here the word FG represents the flake graphite and the number which comes along with FG, it is actually representing the ultimate tensile strength in Newton per mm square. Okay, so similarly the cast iron, the second type of cast iron, if you will consider the spheroidal graphite iron, which is also called as a ductile cast iron. Okay, so in ductile cast iron, instead of FG you will find SG, spheroidal graphite iron. Okay, and the number will represent the yield strength. Okay, because it is also called as ductile cast iron, it will have some elongation. Okay, similarly IS 1570, here in a standard 1570 specifies a chemical composition of various grades of alloy steel. Okay, for particularly here I have taken the example of 55 Cr3, which is the alloy steel. It is designated by 55 Cr3. So it includes the 0.5 to 0.6% of carbon, with 0.1 to 0.35% of silicon, 0.6 to 0.8% of manganese and 0.6 to 0.8% of chromium. Okay, so this is the alloy steel. Actually it is represented by 55 Cr3. Okay, second is the standards for shapes and dimensions of commonly used machine elements. So there are some commonly used machine elements for which standards are available. So there is no need to design these commonly used machine elements like bolts, screws, nuts, rivets, belts, chains, ball and roller bearings, wire ropes, keys and splines. So frequently these machine elements are used in many of the mechanical machines. Okay, so a design engineer, he should not go for the design of individual particular these type of elements. These are readily available in market, and according to the application in the Indian standard, we can select the particular type of component. Okay, so what kind of component, what material should be selected, what should be the size, shape of that component, that everything is mentioned in the Indian standard catalog. So for example, here I have given the example of a V belt. Okay, so here IS 2494 Indian standard 2494 part 1, it specifies the dimension. In this catalog you will get the information regarding the standard V belts for the power transmission. Okay, so here you will get the information regarding the cross section of V belt, like width, height, included angle. So all the information is you will get in this IS 2494 part 1 for particularly for the V belts. Okay, similarly some standard components are there, like oil seals are there, shafts are there. So the dimensions of rotary shafts and oil seal units are actually given in Indian standard 51929 part 1. So in this catalog you will get the information regarding oil seals and shafts. Okay, so these dimensions include the inner and outer diameters and width of oil seal unit. Okay, next is the standards for fits, tolerances and surface finish of component. For example, selection of type of fit for particular application is provided. Information regarding that is provided in Indian standard 2709 on a guide for selection of fits. So according to the application, what kind of fit should be preferred, what kind of fit should be selected for particular shaft and hole basis system, that regarding that the information is provided in Indian standard 2709. Okay, similarly the tolerances or upper and lower limits for various sizes of holes, shafts are specified in Indian standard 919 on the recommendation of limits and fits of engineering. Similarly, IS Indian standard 10719 explains the method for indication of surface texture. Okay, so actually the surface texture is represented by that number of triangles are provided on the surface. Those triangles are actually representing the surface texture. Okay, so the method of showing geometrical tolerances and surface texture is represented in geometrical tolerances is you will get the information regarding the how the geometrical tolerances are shown. It is explained in Indian standard 8000, and regarding the surface texture you will get the information in Indian standard 10719. Okay, for the geometrical tolerancing on technical drawings. Fourth is the standards for testing of products. There are some standards for the testing of component. So these standards, sometimes called as codes, which gives the procedure to test. What kind of procedure should be adopted for the testing of that particular component? That procedure is mentioned in some catalogs. Some Indian standard catalogs are there. So products such as pressure vessels, boilers, okay, cranes, wire ropes, where safety of the operator is important. Consider in that case how the testing is adopted, what kind of testing method is adopted. That information is actually involved in a particular Indian standard catalog. So for example, Indian standard 807 is a code of practice for design, manufacture and erection and testing of cranes and hoists. Okay, so in this Indian standard you will get information regarding the design, manufacturing, erection and testing of hoists and cranes. Okay, the method of testing of pressure vessels, how the pressure vessels are exactly tested. Okay, so the testing of pressure vessel and boilers is also important part, because these are the components which works at high temperature and high pressure. So failure of these components will they are going to affect the life of particularly that operator who is going to work on that pressure vessel or on that plant. Okay, so the testing of these testing facility or the testing procedure of these kind of component like pressure vessels, that is mentioned in Indian standard 2825. Okay. Fifth is the standards for engineering drawing of component. Okay, again there are standards are available for the engineering drawing like assembly and detail drawing. Okay, so for example, there is a special publication SP46 prepared by Bureau of Indian Standards on engineering drawing practice for school and colleges, which covers all standards related to engineering drawing. Okay, already you might have drawn sheets for the previous year, previous semester machine drawing. Okay, so what should be the dimension of nameplate, what should be the left hand, right hand, top and bottom borders. Okay, similarly you might have studied the various types of tolerances, fits, limits. Okay, so there are some standards. There are two words, standard and code, which are often used in standards. A standard is defined as a set of specifications for parts, materials or processes. The objective of a standard is to reduce the variety and limit the number of items to a reasonable level. On the other hand, a code is defined as a set of specifications for the analysis, design, manufacture, testing and erection of the product. The purpose of a code is to achieve a specified level of safety. There are three types of standards used in design office. They are as follows. First is company standards. They are used in particular company or group of sister concerns. Second is national standards. These are the IS Bureau of Indian Standards, DI in German, AISI or SAE, that is Society of Automotive Engineers USA, or BS UK standards. Okay, international standards, these are prepared by the International Standard Organization, ISO. The reduction in types and dimensions of identical components to rational number makes it possible to manufacture the standard component on mass scale on centralized process. So here I am giving the example of bearing. A specialized factory like Associated Bearing Company SKF, it manufactures ball and roller bearings which are required for all engineering industries. Okay, so according to application, we can select what kind of bearing, whether we should go for the ball bearing, whether we should go for the roller bearing, hydrodynamic bearing, hydrostatic bearing. So according to the application, according to the type of load, the Indian SKF bearing has provided the various types of catalog. According to the application, we can select the required type of bearing from the catalog, manufacturer standard catalog. Okay, on the basis of, again, mass production, we can do the mass production, and we can reduce the cost. Okay, since the standard component is manufactured by a specialized factory, it relieves the machine building plant of the laborious work of manufacturing that part. Availability of standard components, bearings, seals, knobs, wheels, rollers, chains, belts, hydraulic cylinders, valves, has considerably reduced the manufacturing facilities required by individual organization. Okay, so many organization used to produce various types of machines. For these various types of machines, number of components like bearings, oil seals, sprockets, wheels, chains, belts, wheels, cylinders, hydraulic cylinders, valves are required. So that organization particularly is not going to design the particular required individual component, like they are not going to design the bearing, they are not going to manufacture the sprockets. They will simply purchase the bearings, sprockets, belts, valves, whatever their requirement is there. So number of companies are there, SKF is there. Okay, many companies are specially manufacturing, like SKF is there, it is manufacturing the bearings. Okay, so many companies are there who are actually manufacturing the oil seals, sprockets, belts. Okay, so they have their own catalog. So according to the catalog, according to the application, we can go to the catalog, and as per our application, we can select the standard components like bearings, oil seals, sprockets, cylinders, valves, belts. Okay, so there is no need to design especially these particular individual component. Okay, we can directly select these components from the manufacturer catalog, and manufacturer catalogs have provided the different working information, like that if you are going to select the belt for the particular machine, we have to go what kind of application is there, what kind of input, that is what kind of motor is there, what kind of motor input should be given, whether it is given to a machine which is rotating at constant speed or variable speed, whether it is what is the required power, and how many hours that machine is going to work. Okay, and how many shifts that machine is going to work. So all the information is required while selecting a belt from the standard manufacturer catalog. We need not to design the belt, we just have to select the belt, sprocket, bearings, etc. from the manufacturer's catalog, and many companies have provided their own manufacturer catalog. So from that catalog, according to your application, you can select the standard component. So ultimately these manufacturers have reduced the time and cost of that individual organization, those who are manufacturing the machines. Standard parts are easy to replace when worn out due to interchangeability. Okay, so because of the interchangeability rule, we can use any standard component. Okay, like standard, we can use any bolt of any manufacturer. Okay, so it doesn't matter who is the manufacturer of that particular nut bolt, but whatever the pitch size we need. Okay, so according to that, we can select the standard size bolt like M10, M12. Okay, so because of the interchangeability, it is quite become easier. We can easily pick the required component, okay, from the market, which we are going to replace after the worn out of that particular component. Okay, so the work of servicing and maintenance can be carried out even at ordinary service station. These factors reduce these factors are reducing the maintenance costs of the machine also. So the application of standard machine elements, and especially the standard units like couplings, valves, pumps, pressure reducing valves, electric motors. So these standard components are reduce the time and effort needed to design a new machine. Okay, especially we need not to go for we just have to select the motor a standard RPM with offered RPM and offered power according to our requirement. Okay, we need not to design a motor. Okay, so motors, pumps, couplings, valves, nuts, bolts, belts, rivets, many components are readily available, like bearings are there, which are readily available in the market. We just have to select according to our requirement, according to our application. Okay, so on the other hand, it is no longer necessary to design and manufacture and test these elements, because these are already tested by the manufacturer of these companies. Okay, so these elements and units and all that designer has to just select from the manufacturer catalog. There is no need to design. On the other hand, enormous amount of work would be required to design these particular component like pumps, motors, bearings, couplings. Okay, so it will be again time consuming and costly. So standardization results in substantial saving in designer effort, time, money. Okay, that's it. Thank you.